Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. If I haven't said it already, Happy New Year guys. I hope you all had a fantastic break over the New Year's celebration period with family and friends. But guys, we're going to be talking about the Superman trailer in this video. We're going into the new year with a substantial amount of viewership on the trailer for the Superman movie, which is really exciting. It shows there's a lot of buzz, hype, and anticipation. It was one of the most hotly awaited trailers of the last probably like 5 years or so, and people lost their damn minds once this trailer hit the internet. But we're going to jump into this article, we're going to break it down, we're going to look at this information, look at the viewership for the trailer, and also give our thoughts and kind of opinions and just talk about the information that we saw in the trailer as well. So let's jump into this article here from comicbookmovie.com. So, Superman teaser trailer smashes 50 million views heading into the new year. 50 million views. As a DC fan, that's exactly what I want to hear. Those kind of big, huge, massive numbers. It goes to show that there is a lot of interest in this movie, but we have to bear in mind that just because there's big viewership numbers on the trailer, that doesn't also mean that it's going to translate into a big box office revenue. And given the track record of the DCEU and the fact that drove the DC franchise into the ground, this movie, Superman, probably isn't going to make a lot of money, but it has to win the audience back on board to the DC brand. And then once it can do that, 2 or 3 films down the line, once we get into the DCU, then they can start generating a profit. But I don't expect this first Superman movie to make a lot of money, but as long as it wins over the critics and the audience, that's what it needs to do. So, let's get into this. So, despite the recent rumblings about negative reactions from test screenings, the first Superman trailer received positive reviews from fans and helped to increase interest in both the reboot and James Gunn's wider DCU plans. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. We had no idea what kind of tone he was going for. We didn't know what was going to show us in the trailer. We didn't know how the costume was going to look. It's sort of in motion. I mean, we've seen it in pictures, but we didn't know how it was going to look on screen. And all of that's kind of been laid to rest. So a lot of those concerns that we had as fans going into this trailer have been laid to rest. A lot of us are kind of happy with what we've seen so far. I'm on board. I hope you guys are too. I know there's some people that don't like the costume. They don't like David Cornsweet. There's a lot of people that have a lot of nitpicks with it. But overall, the sentiment seems to be relatively positive, which is, great to hear as a DC fan. So, in recent years, there's been a lot of chatter online about whether the Man of Tomorrow is still relevant. Well, proving that there's still plenty of interest in the character is the fact the Superman teaser trailer has so far racked up 50.3 million views on YouTube. Like I said earlier in the video, just because we have a good trailer or a trailer with a large amount of views, that's not always going to translate into a big box office. You know, we've seen it time and time again. We've seen a good trailer and then ended up with a bad movie, or we've seen a bad trailer and ended up with a good movie. So we're not sure which way around this is going to be. You know, this is a relatively good trailer in my opinion, but the movie might end up being like hot garbage and 10 people might go out and watch it. We just don't know how this first movie is going to do. Like I said, because of the track record of the DCEU pounding the franchise into the ground, it's not going to make a whole lot of money this first Superman movie, but that's fine. James Gunn and DC, they know that. They're not dumb people. So not only does the main version shared by DC continue to trend on the platform after being released on December 19th, but it's only 700,000 or so views away from topping the most viewed trailer for the last Superman movie, 2013 Man of Steel. Wow, that's pretty interesting. We're going to check that out in a minute, actually. So, the difference is that it took Zack Snyder's reboot over a decade to reach 51 million views. It took The Man of Steel from 2013 over a decade to reach 51 million views. And this Superman movie has done it already. So, that just goes to show you the popularity in comic book material, how it's evolved over the last sort of 10 years or so. Because it took a long time for Man of Steel to get those views. But whereas the pop culture zeitgeist around comic book material and sort of movie-going preferences has changed a lot now. So, these explosive superhero trailers are getting a lot of views very quick. That's the reason it's hit 50 million views so quickly, this new Superman trailer. So, even before reaching this landmark number, the Superman teaser trailer became the most viewed and widely discussed trailer in the history of both Warner Brothers and DC. Say that again, the most viewed and widely discussed trailer in the history of both Warner Brothers and DC. Again, another landmark achievement for this trailer, which is insane. When views and online chatter were counted across all social media platforms within days, it hit the 250 million mark, which is insane. Gunn recently said that his approach to Superman is about finding the compassion of human spirit and delivering a version of the character who is about kindness, love, and compassion. And that sounds exactly what we expect from, you know, this old-fashioned granddaddy of all the superheroes, Superman. That's what he's all about, kindness, love, and compassion. And that has to emanate, you know, from his character on screen. And I'm sure we're going to get that. But let's go over to YouTube quickly. Let's check out these viewership numbers on the trailer. So here we have the Superman official teaser trailer. It came out 13 days ago. And we have, at the moment, we have exactly 50,367,829 views. And obviously it premiered on December the 19th. And we have 135,000 comments. That is an insane amount of comments right there. So yeah, I mean, this is just crazy. 50 million views. That's so good to hear. The actual DC channel has 4.71 million subscribers. It has 1.1 million upvotes, or likes, I should say, and 75,000 dislikes. So, I mean, 1.1 million likes to 75,000 dislikes. That's a massive, you know, like ratio to dislike ratio. So that's fantastic. So great viewership, great like to dislike ratio, massive interest. But can the movie nail the landing and actually be a good Superman movie that we all want? So, the one thing that does worry me, I just want to say this quickly before we continue. I think that people have built this movie up, because it's been such a long time coming now, people have built this movie up into their heads to be something like mythological, that when it doesn't meet those expectations, that there's going to be a lot of negative commentary when this movie comes out. That's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes you can build up something to be so grand in your mind that when you actually experience whatever that thing is, it doesn't meet the benchmark of what you've expected because you've built it up to be so big. But yeah, maybe that's going to happen. I'm not really sure. So, quote, "He is the best of humanity, even though he's an alien from outer space," the filmmaker continued. "That came naturally as the story evolved. It's one of the things that's a little bit different than some of the other Superman movies. It's about Superman's external struggle, but it's also about his internal struggle." That sounds exactly like Man of Steel 2013 to me. It's about who he is as a person, where he comes from, his parents, both his Kryptonian parents and his human parents, and we get to know who this guy is on a real elemental level. And that brings in all those other elements too. Obviously, we've got the other kind of, some of the other Justice League characters. We've got Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, we've got Mr. Terrific, we've got Metamorpho in there, we've got Lex Luthor, we've got Crypto, potentially Supergirl appearing in this movie. I think that she will be in this movie to some degree, whether it's a small cameo or an after-credit scene. I think Supergirl will appear in this movie. But yeah, guys, there we are. So it's just a small update talking about the trailer here. 50 million views, 50 million views on this new Superman trailer. The most watched and discussed trailer when it comes to DC and Warner Brothers all-time viewership record for those two companies, which is insane. I know that DC is part of Warner Brothers, but you guys know what I mean. When it comes to DC and Warner Brothers, the most kind of viewed trailer of those two kind of different types of companies, studios, whatever name you want to call it. But yeah, there we are. Massive hype for this movie, guys. Cannot wait for it. July cannot get here quick enough. And I really hope that James Gunn sticks this landing. If he doesn't, who knows what's going to happen to this universe. But guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this news and information about the viewership figures reaching 50 million for the Superman trailer. Are you hyped for this movie? Do you think it's mid? Do you think it looks bad? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump into the comment section and let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like, become a subscriber as well if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.